Welcome to the Attic Studio. My name's Richard, I'm from New Life Church, Letchworth, and welcome to this short summer series that we're running midweek, every week for the next 5 weeks, called You'll Never Walk Alone. And that's timely because Liverpool, my team, are Premier League champions 2020. We did it. But it's also true. You will never walk alone. And just a little bit of history. It's been the Anfield anthem since 1963, when it was a #1 hit for the Merseybeat Jerry and the Pacemakers, who had it at #1. And apparently Liverpool Football Club were the first club in the UK to have a PA system, and they used to play the top 10 singles before the match started, and this one really gained a resonance with the crowd and the Kop at the time, and it's become their anthem ever since. And it had a particular significance in 1989 after the Hillsborough disaster, when I think 13,000 Liverpool fans gathered the very next day, either inside or outside the Roman Catholic Cathedral in Liverpool, and a single chorister sang those words, walk on, with hope in your heart, for you'll never walk alone. Just a heartfelt cry for hope in despair for those people, and I think it resonates with us. Obviously, some of us have been through very, very difficult times during this lockdown period, and it's possible for us to think about this time, what's been going on, especially as we come out of lockdown. And I think when we went into it all those months ago, I think we just thought it was a brief period, probably like a bit of a detour. It might have lasted 6 weeks. We'd wait for the virus to blow over, and then we'd come back onto the old familiar road, just like a diversion in a road or a detour, which takes you off your course, but with the full expectation you're going to come back on track afterwards. And I think that was our mindset when we went into lockdown, but it's not the reality as we come out of it. And we're going to find, as we come out, and social distancing and local lockdowns and different regulations to follow, and mass grief and challenges for schools and young people, that the land that we come out onto is different from the one we went into lockdown with. And the important thing is that we don't feel this is a dead end, and the way to transform our experience and our walking on is to know that we never walk alone. And this is especially true for us as followers of Jesus, because that is who we are, individually and collectively together. We are followers of Jesus. And Jesus actually says 22 times in the biographies, the Gospels, to his disciples, follow me. And because of that dynamic, we know we never walk alone. We are always accompanied, and not just accompanied, we are always led by Jesus. And that can transform what appeared to be a detour, what might appear to be a dead end, into a bridge. Something that takes us purposefully to a new place, a place even where there can be hope, because we follow him. And my heart for this series is actually that we take time now to, as it were, posture or calibrate our hearts to best follow Jesus. And what we're going to be doing is looking at different situations right the way through the whole of the Bible, where people were called out to follow God, to follow Jesus. And what were the implications of that? What were the aspects of that we can truly learn and take hold of during this time? So we'll be looking at, where do we find strength to follow? Where do we find security as we follow? Where do we find satisfaction in following? Where do we find a sense of direction? And we'll be looking at examples and where we can learn from this over the weeks ahead. So I do hope you can join me on this journey of following Jesus. And at the end of each session I want to have a short time when we can just be still. And during that time I want to earth it, as it were, with a gesture for each week. And today we're just we're just focusing on that idea, that reality of following Jesus. And I wonder if you can just put out your hand. This probably looks a bit weird as I do it to the camera, but just perhaps I'll do it sideways, just as if you were reaching out for Jesus to put his hand in yours. So why don't you do that just now? And I'm going to say a short prayer as we do that. So reach out your hand and know that Jesus is reaching his out to clasp yours. Lord, during this difficult time, this time where the future seems unclear, Lord, I thank you that you know a way through. Lord, I thank you that over the years with your disciples, when there appeared to be extraordinary challenges for the early church, it became a fruitful time. And Lord, our heart is to follow you in this time. Lord, as we individually reach out to you and say, take our hands, lead us forward. Lord, may there be like a single hand for our community reaching out to you, to be clasped by you as you direct us. As you say, walk on with hope in your hearts, because you'll never walk alone. Amen. Thank you for your time, and I do hope you can join me next week. Bye.